For us, how Canada has dealt with the Khalistani issue has been a long-standing concern, because very frankly, they seem to be driven by vote bank politics.
They are wrong. Canada has always taken extremely seriously violence and threats of violence.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar pulling no punches on how India feels about Canada's handling of Khalistani extremism. Dr. Jaishankar also says that the issue has impacted Canada-India ties.
For us, how Canada has dealt with the Khalistani issue has been a long-standing concern, because very frankly, they seem to be driven by vote bank politics. And their responses have all been, to the best of my understanding, actually constrained by what they regard as vote bank compulsions on them. We made it very clear, and I've done so sometimes even in public, which is that if there are activities which are permitted from Canada, which impinge on our sovereignty, territorial integrity, on our security, then we will have to respond. So it is something which is I would say, a continuing conversation with Canada, not always a satisfactory conversation.
It's no secret that Canada has been a fertile ground for Sikh extremism, and both countries don't seem to see eye to eye on the issue. At a Khalistani rally in June, a celebratory depiction of former PM Indira Gandhi's assassination was allowed by Canadian authorities. And after designated Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar was killed, reportedly in an inter-gang rivalry, Khalistanis have circulated Kill India posters that have photos of Indian diplomats. The Indian government issued a démarche to Canada on July 3rd over increasing Khalistani activities on Canadian soil. But see how the Canadian PM seemingly rejects all Indian concerns.
Prime Minister, we've seen a parade float depict the assassination of Indira Gandhi and posters calling on people to kill India. The Indian government says you're being soft on Sikh extremism because you rely on votes from that community. How can you demonstrate to them that they're wrong?
They are wrong. Canada has always taken extremely seriously violence and threats of violence. We've always taken serious action against terrorism, and we always will.
Trudeau further defended Khalistani extremism under the garb of freedom of expression. Khalistani elements have planned protests outside Indian missions in Canada on July 8th. India has asked Canadian authorities to take appropriate security measures in view of these protests.
With respect to Canada, the matter has been strongly taken up with the Canadian authorities, both in New Delhi and in Ottawa. We have called on the Government of Canada to take all steps to ensure the safety of our diplomats and security of our diplomatic missions in Canada. It is a matter of concern that freedom of expression and speech is once again being misused by anti-India elements based in Canada and elsewhere. And we continue to press the Canadian side to ensure that our diplomats can carry out their normal functions without fear or intimidation. We have seen some comments, at least the media reports about comments by Prime Minister Trudeau. But let me make the larger point that the issue is not about freedom of expression, but its misuse for advocating violence, for propagating separatism, and for legitimizing terrorism.
Apart from Canada, Khalistani extremists are also active in countries like the USA, UK, and Australia. However, governments of these countries have been more appreciative of the Indian position than the Trudeau government has been. A Times Online report.